an adaptation of Anne Doe's The Little Refugee by Toni and Robyn. I was born in a faraway country called Vietnam. It's a crazy place. Snakes in bottles, strange food, 5 people squashed onto the back of one little motorbike. My mum and dad were very poor, so we lived with mum's family. Lots of them. There were 14 people living in a tiny 3-room house. Even though we were poor and the house was crowded, I was happy because there were always lots of people to play with me. I didn't know there was a war going on outside our house, in the jungles and in the villages of Vietnam. Many people were dying. Lots of them were soldiers, but some were mothers and fathers, and some were even children. After the war ended, my family decided to escape to another country. From now on, we'd be refugees. Our family, together with neighbours and friends, bought an old wooden fishing boat. On the morning that we escaped in our boat, the sky turned black and an angry storm arrived. I was terrified, but Mum hugged me tight and told me, "Everything will be okay, don't worry, it'll be okay." Finally, the storm passed and the sun came out again. "At least we're still alive," said Mum, but we were hungry and thirsty. The next morning we woke up to my uncle shouting, "A boat! I can see a boat!" A fishing vessel was approaching. It pulled up alongside us and the fishermen jumped onto our boat. "Sit down, all of you," the leader shouted, waving a gun. These men were pirates. They stole everything we had, rings, bracelets, and even people's gold teeth. A pirate grabbed hold of my baby brother and dangled him over the side of the boat, threatening to throw him in. My father screamed, "We must save the child!" All the people on the boat stood up to fight the pirates. The pirate then changed his mind and threw my baby brother to my mum. As the pirates were leaving, one of them felt sorry for us and threw us a bottle of water. It wasn't much, but it saved our lives. The next day we were rescued by a German cargo ship. "Everything will be okay now," said my mum. "What a great country," my parents said to each other when we arrived in Australia. Soon we found a house to live in and I started going to school. I couldn't speak English very well, so I didn't understand my teacher. Even though it was hard at first, I started to learn English properly. I had different food to the other kids, and some of them laughed at me. Each afternoon I would do all my homework, and slowly I started to do better at school and make new friends. At the beginning of Year 3, a new kid started in my class. His name was Angus. One morning he was sitting by himself and he looked very lonely. I remembered how lonely I felt, so I went over and asked if he wanted to play handball. I played with him each day after that. Then the other boys started asking if they could join in, and soon we had a great handball competition. At the end of Year 4, our school held a big prize-giving assembly. I begged my parents to come and watch. The principal reached the end of her awards. I didn't get one. I was so disappointed, as my parents had taken a precious afternoon off work for nothing. Then the principal said she was going to announce all the class captains for next year. She read through her list and the class captain for the 5 Blue class is Anne Doe. I couldn't believe it. The kid who used to have no friends and smelly lunch had become class captain. I heard a big whoop from the audience. I looked down and saw 2 people standing on their feet, clapping and cheering loudly. It was Mum and Dad. I knew I had made them proud. In spite of all the dangers and hardships they had faced, Mum and Dad always told me to have hope and to believe that everything would turn out okay in the end. And they were right. It did.